You need to move your tail though. Your tail's got this nasty habit of swiping off the camera. Hi and welcome to episode 55 of the Arya Bark Podcast. My name's Caroline and I'm coming to you today from my home in Fife in Scotland. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's great to have you here. You can find detailed show notes on the Arya Bark website, which is aryabark.co.uk. You can find me on Ravelry as either Arya Bark or my personal account, which is Sultra. We have a Ravelry group, which is Arya Bark Podcast. We have a private group on the website for anyone who'd like to take part in make-alongs, in chatter, and just other stuff. And you can find that by going to the community tab. Then groups will ask you a few questions. Make sure that you're a crafter. Are you done? And you'll be provided with a message to let you know that you can log in. We have an Instagram page, which is Arya Bark Designs. We have a Facebook page, which is Arya Bark Designs, and we have a Ko-fi page, which is Arya Bark Designs. Sorry about that. We are currently running 2 make-alongs at the moment. The first one is the hashtag ABD StashSmash 2022. It started on the 1st of January and it ends on the 31st of December. You must be a member of either the Ravelry or the private group on the website for your entry to count. Physical prizes will be drawn quarterly. The next prize draw will be on the 2nd of April. Physical prizes for the FO thread. Mr. Bark will choose an entry each month from the charter thread, and the winner will receive a pattern of their choice up to the value of £10. Whips are allowed and multiple dipping is encouraged. As long as it can be measured in metres, it can be entered. So knitting, crochet, Tunisian crochet, spinning and weaving. If in doubt, let me know and I can advise you if it can be entered. Goals are at your own discretion. You can increase and decrease whenever you like. Each person entering will have one FO thread post that all projects will be logged in. Now, few questions regarding StashSmash. So, circular sock machines, circular Addy type machines for knitting hats or blankets or whatever. Knitting machines, I don't care if there's a gadget to be used that uses up any sort of fibre stash. Carry on. Test knitting and sample knitting, if the stash is going, if the remainder of the yarn is going into your stash, that's fine. If you're test knitting or sample knitting using your own stash, that definitely counts. The only time it really wouldn't count is if you've been given yarn support and the yarn, the product, and any remaining yarn goes back to the designer. Is there anything else? And I think that's all for that one. Our next make-along is the hashtag Yappy and Scrampy Blanket Make-along 2022. Again, that started on the 1st of January and ends on the 31st of December. You must be a member of either the Ravelry or the private group on the website for your entry to count. Physical prizes will be drawn quarterly. The next draw is on the 2nd of April. Physical prizes for the FO thread. And Mr. Bark will choose an entry each month from the chartered thread, and the winner will receive a pattern of their choice up to the value of £10. Whips are allowed and multiple dipping is encouraged. The only rule is that the blanket must be a minimum of 16 inches by 16 inches to qualify, and there is no maximum size that is left to the crafter's choice. Make sure when you're putting your entries into the FO thread that you also place them into the charter thread to double your chances of winning a prize. This week we have going out StashSmash, Naughty Corner, Whips and Lined Up. There is just a lot of knitting. A lot of knitting. And timestamps for each section can be found in the description box below. I have finally, it was a bit of a miracle, have a finished object. Mr. Bark has socks. Now this is where I was on the second sock. I was slightly higher up on the first sock, and these are the basic socks with integrated tail by Albina McLaughlin. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. If you are unable to use Ravelry, you can contact Albina on Instagram. She'll arrange payment and getting the pattern to you. I am really, really happy with these socks. There's my heel. I've got two, and they're done, and they're finished. These are socks for Mr. Bark. Goal last week was just to get a couple inches put on them. I have managed to get them finished. I did play a little bit of yarn chicken, not going to lie. This is all I've got left. It's that tiny amount. I think there's about 10 grams left, so it's like 5 grams for each sock. What have I done? These are a UK size 9. I think I did 20 repeats for the cuff, and I think it was about 70 rows for the leg. Mr. Bark has tried them on and loves them, so they can get a wash. And here she comes again. Are you done? I used Regia. Sorry, I don't have a ball band. Didn't even have a ball band in the original bag. It was just two 50-gram balls. This is Regia 4-ply mosaic colour in shade 05560. It is now a discontinued colourway. It is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. You get 400. You don't get 400 meters and 100 grams. You get 205 or 210. I'll leave a bit up the top. As I said, I've got 10 grams left. I did use 370.1 metre. I used a 2.5 higher sharp with a 32-inch cord, and I am so glad that they are done and finished. These will go back to Mr. Bark once they've had a wash and a dry, and they can go into his normal sock rotation once I take the stitch markers off, because that would be clever. It's not the first time I've stuck socks in the washing machine when they've got stitch markers on them. Once they've been blocked, I'll weave the ends in, and that'll be them done. My goal is to craft 26,000 metres this year. So far this year I have crafted 3,333.86 metres. These took 370.1 metres, which brings my total up to 3,703.96 metres. I am continuing on with my yarn ban, with the exception of yarn for my yarny corner, because Advent's and sock clubs don't count as stash. They're ornaments. So far this year I have brought in 2,040 metres. I have not added anything this week. To target I have 22,296.04 metres. So far this year I have crocheted 174.04 metres. I have knit 3,529.92 metres. I've not spun anything and I've not woven anything. I will eventually. I am taking part in the Ravelry Project Challenge. My challenge this year is to craft 30 projects in 2022. So far this year I have crafted 4. A bit disappointed, but hey ho, it is what it is. And that brings my total this week to 13%. I'm not overly worried about my totals. They could be better, but my mojo is returning very slowly. So I'm just going to keep bashing away at my projects and hopefully I shall have some more finished objects soon. In the naughty corner this week is Krabby Pants cardigan. This is the cardigan. It is Great Love by Anka's Trick. As you'll be able to see, can't show you where I was last week because the stitch marker's been taken out. I've had to rip it back. I'd got a few repeats done once you join on. I've had to take that all back out and rejoin it on because, as you can tell by the stitch markers, it's a 4 pattern repeat. Unfortunately, instead of starting on row 1, for some reason I started on row 3 and it knocked everything off, so I've ripped it back. It will stay in the naughty corner until I fix the instructions. The pattern is easy to work on. The only thing that is slightly more frustrating is obviously the pattern's done over 2 pages. So obviously I have to do either the right or the left front, find my place. Obviously you can see it's got the shawl collar on it, so obviously I'm fine up until I get to here, and at this point you need to work the pattern for, like for this one it will be the right front. So I get to the next markers. Well, I'd mucked the full seam up, which is part of the reason why it got ripped out. Then you have to follow the instructions for the back. Well, the back's on page, is it 2 or 3? So on one of the earlier pages. And then I work along to get to the next full seam, and then I have to go and find the left front instructions and find out where I am to work this. So I think what I'm going to do is have the instructions written out. So I'm going to redo the instructions and hopefully I can get a bit more work done on that. I've managed to do the first few rows, be writing it out, so I'm just going to finish those and then hopefully I can get a bit more work done on that. I am using So Crafty Iron Yarn in shade Elephant. It is a 75% acrylic, 25% wool. You get approximately 800 metres and 400 grams. It's coming along. I knew it wasn't going to be a quick project. but I didn't realise I was going to have that much hassle with it. I am making a size 6, which is an extra large. It is 146 centimetres or 57.5 inches. Anything else? It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and I'm using a 4mm knit pro thing needle. I'm still enjoying the pattern, it's just a pain in the backside to get it started. Once I get into a rhythm of it, I should be able to manage it no problem. So it can stay in the naughty corner for a couple of more days. My first whip is Ryan's hat, which I am very pleased with. Now, where was I? This is where I was last week. I've done a fair wee chunk. This is the Muscle Bra by Isolde Teague. Modifications, absolutely none. I'm following the pattern as it's written. Size, I still don't have a clue. I'm pretty sure it should fit. If no, I'll try and shrink it. This looks kind of massive though. I'm slightly concerned, it does look really big. Like really big. I may need to slip it onto a bigger cord and just see how big it is. It kind of looks massive. I think I'll maybe do that later on. Once it has its photo taken, I think me and this hat are going to move on to a needle with a slightly larger cord so I can see if it does actually fit them, because I don't know. Now I'm getting gauge, because clearly you work your stitch count out with the gauge, and I have got a gauge, so I'll just need to wait and see. I am using Drops Fable in shade 913, which is winter. It is a 75% wool, 25% polyamide. You get 205 meters in 50 grams. It works up alright. It's no horrendous. I am using a 3mm high sharp on a 16-inch cord. Goals just keep working on it. I have managed to put in 50 grams, so that's 50 grams, and I've got this one left. I'll just keep working on it on Zooms and when I'm uploading this to YouTube and editing, and with any luck I can get a bit more work, another wee chunk added on once I measure it off his head. The last thing I want to do is actually finish this hat to find that it doesn't fit him. So that is my plan. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and if there is anywhere else that you can get it, I will link it in the show notes. My next project is a sheet bag from Rick Rack Room, and it is, now can I do this with it dropping wool all over the place? No wool, it's cotton, you know what I mean. And here it is. This is the, nope, still cannot remember the name of this pattern. This is pattern 210-31, which is Cornflower Top by Drops Design. I have finished the yoke. I have separated the sleeves, and I am currently working on the sleeves. Now, modifications to this I am putting slightly longer sleeves on. Obviously, as you can see, I really don't like sleeves that come right up to your armpits. I like a bit of a sleeve, so all I'm going to do is put about 5 inches on for the underarm. I think I've only got about another inch to go, and then I can do the inch of the ribbon. I would put another 5 inches on this sleeve, and then I can carry on with the body. Now, where was I the last time I recorded? I was down here. So I've put a fair wee chunk on to the body. It's literally just going round and round in circles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the sleeves, and then I can just carry on with the body. I have, is it 3 more balls to put on. I do have a spare one there, so I'm not overly worried that I won't have enough. I am doing size 3, which is a large, and it's 48 inches. I am using Drops Paris, which is 100% recycled. Oh, it's recycled denim. That's 100% cotton. And it's in shade 100, which is light wash. You get 75 metres and 50 grams. And I'm using, I think it's a 5. No, it's definitely a 5. I think it goes down to a 4 for the ribbon. Goal for next week is to have 2 sleeves and possibly a couple of inches done on the body. If I get it done, I get it done. If not, it's fine. And that one is a free pattern on Ravelry or on the Drops website. And that's really all the whips that I've been working on this week. But I do have a pattern that I am about to start. Because I finished drying socks, I am planning on making another pair of socks. Now, I'll stick a picture in. These socks are gorgeous. Now, these were designed by Angela McGowan, who is the podcaster behind Knitting on the Farm. Love Angela to bits. I'd seen these socks. Now, let's be honest, I'm not that girly. I am really not that girly, and I'm not overly keen on lacy socks. However, these socks are gorgeous. So I've decided to cast them on, and the yarn I'm going to use is Knit Picks Felice and Stormy Sky. Now, these are likely to stripe, but they're no that stripy. Well, they're stripy, but it should be nice, and if not, I'll just change yarns. I'm making a UK size 5, and I think for my size, I think it's a 2mm needle that you need to knit them on. I've not knit socks on a 2mm needle in a long time. I think the first socks that I ever knit, a lot of my first socks, the first socks that I knit were done on a 2mm needle. So I'm actually really looking forward to going back to knitting on 2mm needles. Not done it in a while. I think my plan will probably be to do them 2 at a time. Because I do like knitting 2 at a time. I do have 2mm 9-inch circulars. So I'll just see what happens when I cast them on. And I'm more than likely going to cast them on tomorrow morning. The pattern is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think that is it. I'm not casting on any more larger projects. I do have a few projects that I'm wanting to cast on, but I'm not going to cast them on until I finish some more stuff. Oh, well, I remember, I will be entering these socks into Denise from Dear Designs. Is it your socks? I'm going to stick a bit in there because I can't actually remember, because I keep getting her sock make along and Mandy from Mouse's Mates sock make along mixed up. But I will leave details in the description box below and also on the show notes, and hopefully I'll have another pair of socks very, very soon. There has not really been anything going on. Life is slightly quiet-ish at the moment. Plans for this week, I have absolutely nothing planned tomorrow because I'm waiting on the washing machine being fixed again. The washing machine's having a bit of a meltdown. Clearly it must be missing the electrical services guy for British Gas. It's no seen him in a while and wants him to come round for a visit. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. Anything planned for this week? Not so much. I am hoping for yet another quiet week where I can just sit in it for ages. Knit Natters are a Wednesday at 8 PM GMT. I keep saying BST, it's not even BST yet. I don't even know when that is. I think it might be the 27th. Where the clocks go back. I think it's 27th. And a Friday at 11 AM GMT. See, I was waiting to say it again. I've not been saying that for months. If you would like to join Knit Natter, if you can direct message me on Instagram, I will add you to the group. You will receive room IDs and passcode and stuff. You can also chat in between Zooms and yeah. So I am going to go and edit and upload this to the YouTubes. And apologies again for Miss Ellie. Her obsession with me knows no bounds, as the poor ladies of Zoom can attest, as she likes to join us on every Zoom. So I hope you have a very crafty week, and I will see you back here again next week. Bye.